Back to the starting lineup with Scott Purrier, Ned Reynolds, and Art Haynes on your home for the St. Louis Blues. 102.1 The One.
Thank you very much for joining us on the starting lineup, and we're delighted to have you with us. Ned Reynolds along with
Dwight Glenn
and
Guy Newcomb.
And Guy Newcomb is with us as well. And we have arrived at since this is the opening day, this is a day of great glory in basketball. Of course, the opening day of the big dance, as Charlie Spoonhour. You guys wouldn't remember this, but the year the Bears went to the Omni in Atlanta. First time ever for the NCAA. So they had a rally on Sunday. And, of course, Spoon was the featured speaker. He always was. Big crowd in there. And I'll not forget the statement he made. He said, well, folks, we're going to the big dance, and we're fixing to do some dancing. And that, of course, that brought down the house. Going to beat Clemson. Oh, yes, they are.
And I remember that because I was in Nixa High School at the time, I think a freshman or maybe a sophomore, and they were wheeling TVs into the classroom, into the cafeteria, because that was a day game.
It was a day game.
And it was unbelievable to see them playing on CBS, in the middle of the day against Clemson. And lo and behold, they won the game.
They did indeed. And I'll test your memory a little bit. Do you remember who played in the previous game to the Bears?
I do not.
Now, and you wouldn't. It was on TV, of course, but we were right there. The media was right there back of the benches on these teams. And Art's doing the broadcast. I was not with him on the broadcast itself, but as they were representing KY3. We're right behind the bench occupied by the Georgetown Hoyas and John Thompson. So they're playing Ohio State. I'll not forget this. First game, Ohio State goes out and gets the lead. He brings them over, little huddle. Break the huddle, go out. Ohio State gets a bigger lead. Long about toward the end of the first half, and they have the nun who is right there. He lit into those kids like you cannot believe, and it's perfectly audible. Everybody could hear what was going on. They go out, rallied, and won the game. He was a heck of a motivator, believe me.
They were almost the victim of what would have been the biggest upset at the time in the NCAA tournament when Princeton almost, got them when they were a 2 seed, I think, and Princeton was a 15. Princeton slowed it down. Pete Carroll, and it was, I think the game was played in the 50s, and they almost lost, and that was getting everybody's attention. Back
picking and screening and all that sort of thing that you're kind of considered passé and probably a little bit on the boring side, but it almost got Princeton and later Bucknell. It almost got them a big victory, too, as well. There are ways to do that. Let's go over our initial picks here as we start. What do you have as the first game coming up?
First game today is number 9 TCU versus number 8 Ohio State. That's 11:15, and I'm assuming these are Eastern times.
Oh, my goodness. That's a heck of a – I've seen TCU play, and they're good. Heck, they gave Kansas fits. They played very well in the Big 12. Guy, we'll put the onus on your shoulder. Are you marking these down incidentally on yours? How this works?
Yeah. I got to keep everybody's.
Yeah. Well, now we can keep our own, but your thoughts on Texas and on Texas Christian, I should say, and the Buckeyes.
Well, I'm going to take Ohio State. I mean, that's a Big Ten school. They played a much tougher schedule. I'm going to take Ohio State.
Oh, you're going with the Miami of Ohio theory, and they shouldn't be there. I'm not. I'm going to say TCU pulls up a win here and gets the tournament off to a great start.
I have TCU as well, so I think everybody should learn really quickly to go against whatever I pick. But, you never know.
I looked at your sheet. That's what I'm doing.
My old buddy Jerry Jacob used to say that he could live a life of leisure because he always wanted against what I said. And he was right most of the time. All right. I'm picking TCU to win this thing. Okay, what's next on the agenda today?
You got the 13 seed Troy versus the 4 seed Nebraska at 11:40.
Nebraska's had a magic year, and they played very well. Troy is not bad. Not bad at all. They can play the game. I think they are Atlantic Sun or Sun Belt, and probably Sun Belt. Their football team plays Mizzou next year. But I do think Nebraska pulls this one off. Nebraska's played played under the radar type of basketball, and I just think they're ready to win this one. Do you have is there a favorite there, a spread of any sort?
No, I'm not.
That's okay.
I don't see that.
What's your pick?
I'm going Nebraska. I'm going the Cornhuskers.
I'm going Nebraska, even though history would tell you know how many NCAA tournament games Nebraska has won in their lifespan?
I don't think ever, have they?
Never. Mm-hmm. So I'm picking them to break the curse, but I will say a lot of the national pundits, Troy is one of those teams that's being picked very often.
Well, they're certainly capable. There's no question about that, but I do like the Huskers to win, and I think the Huskers go in as a motivated team. Okay, what's next on the agenda? Incidentally, what time is that game? 2 o'clock, somewhere around
11:40.
Oh, they're playing opposite. Okay. Next one?
Number 11, South Florida versus the 6th seed, Louisville, 12:30.
Go ahead, Dwight.
I'm going South Florida. You have to, if you're going to win a bracket, not that I'm trying to win anything, there's usually some 11s and 12s that will jump out of nowhere to upset in the first round. So I'm going South Florida.
And so is this old man. I like the South Florida, the ball club. They play well, and this will be, I think, a big surprise here.
I'm taking Louisville.
Okay.
And there was word yesterday that Louisville's best player is not playing in this game. He is out for this game and possibly Saturday, too, should they win today.
Yes, I saw that, too. He's a little banged up. South Florida Bulls for two of us, but Guy is picking the Louisville Cardinals.
He's going opposite of us. He's smart, man.
He is. He's doing that. He's just trying to be contrary. Okay, what's next?
No. Hey, 12:50, we've got the 12-seed High Point versus the number 5 seed Wisconsin.
A lot of folks have never heard of High Point. I might remind you, the Bears played them last year in a preseason tournament down, was that in Florida?
I think that's correct.
I think at Fort Myers, if I'm not mistaken, and High Point gave the Bears an awfully tough time. They're a good program, solid program. Do they win today? I'll throw it on your shoulders.
Oh, I've got Wisconsin. I think they have two of the best guards in Division I basketball, and I think guard play is very important in the NCAA tournament. So I have Wisconsin winning that game.
I'm going to take the Badgers, too. I think they probably pull it off. Wisconsin does have a team that has kind of flown under the radar. I know we use that expression quite a bit, but they haven't received a whole lot of publicity this year. I'm picking Wisconsin.
I've got Wisconsin. They're one of my dark horses, and just because, what Dwight said there with, the guard play, that is so important at this time of the year when you've got to be able to control the ball and control the clock.
What time's the game?
That game is at 12:50.
And this is Wisconsin versus High Point. Hey, folks, don't sell High Point short because you never heard of them. They're pretty good, and they have a very good athletic program. Next up, what's next?
At 1:50 p.m. Eastern today will be the 1-seed Duke versus Siena.
The Siena Saints. Okay, no problem. Got to go with Duke on this one. Siena's not bad. And I'll tell you, nobody around, I can't say nobody, but very few are familiar with Siena. But when I was in college, a lot of the Philadelphia Catholic schools, St. Joe's, LaSalle, and all that, would play Siena prior to the conference season opening up. Siena's in Loudonville, New York, which is, probably 150, 160 miles away from New York City. Somewhere it's in the upper part of the state, and it's one of those places that is always cold. Anyway, I have to go with the Duke Blue Devils.
I have Duke as well. I think you have to.
Duke
is the top seed. Again, that's at what time?
That is 1:50 today p.m. Eastern.
Okay, next up.
2:15 p.m. Eastern, number 12 seed McNeese State versus Vandy.
Whoa, this has me bothered. McNeese State, folks, is pretty good. They're in Lake Charles, Louisiana. They've had any number of individuals who have played well in the NBA. They have a solid program. Bears have played them in football and in basketball in the past. They're quite capable of coming up with a win. I think that may be one of them. I'm picking McNeese.
I'm going with Vanderbilt because I saw what they did to Florida in the SEC tournament.
Beat the Gators.
And beat them badly.
What do you think, Guy?
I've got Vandy as well.
And this game starts at what time?
That would be 2:15 Eastern.
Well, I'll tell you what let's do. Since that's the 2:15 game, let's conclude our segment by going out to the final ones, but after we take the time out. Is that all right? Okay. Brief break on the starting lineup, and we'll be right back.
You're listening to The Starting Lineup with Scott Purrier, Ned Reynolds, and Art Haynes on 102.1 The One.